Have you ever felt so desperate for a job that you were willing to bet everything on a promise? 2 months into my jobless journey, after sending out applications and getting constant rejection emails, I came across a job guarantee website filled with live testimonials. People who were facing similar visa difficulties just like me were talking about how they got jobs through this service. Interesting. Never knew this existed. So I added the contact and initiated my inquiry. The lady who responded gave me a very detailed explanation of how the service works and showed me how other clients were doing. She seemed very knowledgeable about visa issues as well and explained thoroughly what the whole process looked like, how their clients get hired by their connections, and sometimes how it even led to visa sponsorship. The service was lifetime, and it included unlimited resume reviews, mock interviews, and job recommendations through their connections. Their goal was to get clients a full-time offer, and their main location was in California, which I was more than willing to relocate to. Sounds too good to be true, right? Yep. When she mentioned the pricing, it almost made me jump off a cliff. The initial fee was $8,000. You must be kidding me, right? That's even worse than robbery, was what was going on in my mind. Now, that initial fee covers all the services I had mentioned earlier. If they successfully hooked you up with a full-time offer and you accepted it, they would take 10% of your first year's salary as commission. After that first year, everything you earned would be yours. Hear this. If they got you anything aside from a full-time offer, let's say a part-time position, they don't claim the 10% commission. Only if they got you a full-time. Pretty mind-blowing, isn't it? Who would ever pay a random person $8,000 to get hooked up with a job when they could get one themselves, right? And so I thought. During that first week of exchanging information with this lady, I remained skeptical. In the meantime, I also searched for similar companies that offered this kind of service. However, upon hearing my degree and background, they straight up told me they weren't able to offer any kind of job placement service in their specialized field. There was another company that did CCIE training and certification, which promoted you to become a tech expert, but their fees were astonishingly high, and the training demands were inhuman. So, after hitting all the walls from job hunt rejection and companies who couldn't help me with my situation, plus my visa expiring soon, it felt like I was at the end of my rope, like a bird beating against a closing cage, desperate for escape. I had no choice but to place a bet. This $8,000 guy's main target audience was people dealing with the same problems I was facing after all. I paid the 8,000 bucks. My listeners, when was the last time you spent a fortune on something that you were doubtful or suspicious about, but felt you had no choice but to go for? I'd love to hear your story. If this resonates with you, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. We will sail through this together. If you're curious about what I actually got from this so-called job guarantee service, stay tuned. I will be sharing that in my next episode. Thank you for listening. I will see you then.